I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for Investment Pitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Ankitt Gaur, the founder and CEO of EasyFi. Ankitt, welcome to the show, and thanks for taking the time to be here.
Thank you, Ashton. Nice to be here.
Likewise. I would love to just kick off our interview by diving right in and just starting with an overview and the focus of the EasyFi platform.
Absolutely, Ashton. So essentially, EasyFi is a lending platform, lending protocol, which is built on Matic, which is now Polygon, a layer two blockchain. The idea with which we started with EasyFi is essentially DeFi has an enormous supply of capital. The avenues in which that supply can be deposited in a more trusted manner, in terms of in a decentralized way, are the ones which are yet to be explored. And with that journey, we started EasyFi. So the first challenge when we started EasyFi was that of a gas problem, and we saw that in times to come, this problem is going to aggravate rather than reduce. And hence we chose a layer two approach in the beginning instead of launching on Ethereum. Yes, like any other initiative, this also had some downsides, but that's part of the deal. Now things are getting better on layer two. So that was the first objective, but the bigger and larger objective with which we started EasyFi was basically to work towards on the adoption and borrowing side of lending marketplaces, money markets. So what we are trying to build more and more interesting avenues for people to utilize their existing digital assets in different forms and be able to take loans for their various needs. And during the show, maybe we'll chat about a bit more on this. But that is a brief about the thesis and ethos behind EasyFi.
Well, thank you for that, Ankitt. And yeah, I appreciate that you mentioned talking about the borrowing side, because you really need to have both sides working, and we will dive into those details. And the fact that you're also building on the Matic network, which is now Polygon, to help with that scalability issue, because that's really been a problem. The $50 to $100 transactions per dollars per transaction is just unfeasible. Absolutely. Especially in the micro services, micro lending environment, where people aren't even they're borrowing $50 and then it costs $50 to do that. It's just unfeasible. So that's really interesting. Now, do you have something unique about EasyFi that differentiates it from other lending platforms?
Yes, absolutely. So there are many things there. Whether you talk about the under-collateralized and uncollateralized loans that we are working on, whether you talk about the more innovative collateralization options that we are bringing in recent last couple weeks, we have launched a couple new collateralization options, and there are many more to come as we will progress. So these definitely differentiates us from a plain vanilla lending platform.
Great. And I think that the fact that it's also built with Polygon is a unique factor as well. And I just want to dive into that, because people that are getting involved with DeFi see these transaction fees and they don't really understand, why is it so expensive and how do we solve this? And so what your team has done is partner with Polygon as a layer 2 solution. Now, for somebody that's borrowing or somebody that's lending, is there a different process for this, or is everything the same? And does it make it easier or harder for people to lend by having a layer 2 solution on top of the Ethereum network?
Absolutely. So basically, that's a problem with all layer 2 solutions from Ethereum right now is a little bit of onboarding and offboarding hitch. But once somebody moves into there and he is comfortable with that, and they don't want to come back to Ethereum that way, once they go into Matic, then the costs of a transaction definitely go down tremendously. So if I take an example, if you have Ethereum, you want to take a loan against your Ethereum, and you want to buy, let's say, Link against with the dollars that you take a loan. Then you want to sell the Link, and you want to return your loan and get your Ethereum free. These entire 6 set of transactions on Ethereum will cost you maybe $1,000 today.
Yeah.
Looking at the Ethereum price and the gas congestion and everything, right?
Yeah.
But if all these transactions you intend to do on Polygon, on Matic, right? You get to be able to do these transactions using EasyFi and maybe other DEX, which is like a Uniswap of in Polygon called QuickSwap. So if you consider Easy as compound of Polygon and QuickSwap as Uniswap of Polygon, then with these two products, you can easily get these transactions done in less than a dollar.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite
So
the difference.
$1,000 to a dollar, you can imagine the difference, right?
Yeah.
Now the challenge, the other side, because everything is not always as rosy, and it's the part of the game, right? So the challenge today people face is when they don't understand the value when they move tokens back to I'm sorry, when they move tokens back to Matic from Ethereum. That is the time there is a little bit of a delay in terms of moving it. It takes 5 to 10 minutes, and then moving out from Matic or Aka Polygon to Ethereum, there also it takes up to 30 minutes sometimes. So that is a little bit of a gap that is there, but that is also getting solved gradually, as in Polygon is working on various different initiatives to simplify this problem. Similar thing is with Binance Smart Chain. So on Binance Smart Chain also, the costs are very low, and then when you move stuff from Ethereum to Binance Smart Chain, that's where it takes a bit of a time, but gradually. So once that will be there, the ideal situation in which I see should be ready and should be available in the market in overall as an industry, DeFi industry, in 12 months or so, is that you do not know, Ashton, where your swaps are getting done. All you're getting done is the best gas fees. So imagine what Paraswap and all these Kyber and all these companies did was they gave you the best rates across multiple dexes. Now, similarly, imagine you go to a platform and you say that I want to swap my Ethereum to USDC, which is the best place I can get with the least amount of gas. Now, you don't know whether the swap is happening on Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum or Matic. Now, that is the ideal world for a user,
Definitely.
right? This is where the industry is moving towards. Similarly, so EasyFi is here now. EasyFi is not just about Polygon; it is a multi-chain product. And with that vision, EasyFi is the one is a product which was conceived as a universal multi-layer layer two solution, where a user do not wherever there is liquidity, whether it is on, let us say, today EasyFi is on Polygon, tomorrow it'll expand to Binance Smart Chain, and then wherever the liquidity is available for whatever kind of assets, for a user it's one single thing.
Yeah, that's great to know, and thank you for explaining that. And it makes total sense that it takes a couple extra minutes, but you're saving potentially $1,000 for all of these transactions. It seems worth it, and even so, it's going to be faster as time moves on, and the platforms like EasyFi evolve, and just make it a more smooth process. And really, that's the point of getting more adoption, is just lowering those barriers to entry, making it easier for people to actually use the applications without a lot of technical knowledge. And I know your team is working on a couple different campaigns. I was reading into the Do More with DeFi campaign that you're running. Can you talk about that campaign and what are your goals behind that?
Oh, absolutely, Ashton. Happy to talk about it. So basically, Do More with DeFi campaign was built essentially to give people more and more options to do with their assets that they have, especially in the bull run, to give them liquidity and be able to educate them on various things that a lot of people don't know about. So most of the people in crypto markets who are not actually DeFi degens, they don't know how to leverage and benefit from their assets that they're holding, and they can get more returns out of it. So Do More with DeFi essentially is a campaign in which we sort of are enabling those options on EasyFi, where people can actually come in and do more with stuff with what the assets that they're holding. So case in point, we did a partnership, the first partnership under Do More with DeFi with Boring DAO, which is essentially a non-ERC token Rails to ERC20 ecosystem, wherein communities of LTC, Bitcoin Cash, NEM can actually participate into the whole DeFi ecosystem via Boring DAO Rails. Now imagine this: you have LTC, Today, you cannot, or Bitcoin Cash, you cannot really put them as collateral on ERC20 and take a loan against it. Now, you want to keep your Bitcoin Cash and you want to continue with your position in Bitcoin Cash. So, using Boring DAO, you can bring that in, get it wrapped up on ERC20, and then put that as collateral on EasyFi and take a loan against it. So, you got liquidity. Now, right? And with that liquidity, you can do amazing stuff in bull run. Number one.
Yeah.
Similarly, we have recently started stake derivative assets. That's one of the most interesting and an initiative very, very close to my heart personally, is because it is enormously utilizing the value of your assets, which are locked in point of this proof of stake blockchains right now. Now, what happens is, so there was an evolution from proof of work blockchains like Bitcoin, LTC, Ethereum. It is now moving towards proof of stake blockchains like Polygon, Binance Smart Chains, etc. But even in including even ETH 2.0 for that matter. Now, with all these this proof of stake blockchains, what happens is that you deposit your assets for staking in these chains so that you can continue to get rewards. Now, consider this as a fixed deposit where you have invested money and you're getting a return on top of it. Now, to unlock this, there were liquid staking companies which came in. So liquid staking companies came in. They started to give you a proof of your investment of the as a token, as a derivative token that you have invested, let's say 1,000 Ethereum in ETH 2.0 as your stake, and then you get a derivative token against it. Fantastic, you got it. But now what will you do about it? What will you do with it? Unless there are more avenues, right? So EasyFi gave that avenue where you can put that asset as a collateral and you can get liquidity out of it.
That's great.
So you have Matic, you stake Matic, while your original Matic are still earning interest, they're staking rewards. That is you get a derivative Matic token, which you bring to EasyFi, put it as collateral, and you take USDT.
Yeah, double win.
So that's what do more with DeFi is all about, and there are many more such interesting collateralization options planned in the queue for people to be able to do more with DeFi.
That's great, Ankitt. And that's sort of, you talked about staking and voting with the voting DAO and governance a little bit. And I'm curious to know if the Easy token is incorporated into the platform through those functionalities as well, or is there a token economic system in the platform, and how is it sustainable?
Okay. So definitely one of the most important function of Easy token is going to be governance. Then, as I said, we are going to go multi-chain. So another important function that Easy token will perform is going to be acting as a settlement instrument across multiple chain inflow outflow, because there the transactions will have to happen in real time. Then in that particular case, Easy will play a very important role as a cross chain settlement currency. And then moreover, there are other options, other incentivization programs that we are running for the community in the context of staking, community incentivization, user acquisition. So these are the important roles that Easy is playing.
That's great. And you do have quite a bit of campaigns going on right now. Can you give a glimpse into the roadmap, or if there's anything big that's coming up for EasyFi, throughout this bull run, or at least in the next 6 months?
Yes, there are many things that we are working on the product side. As I said, all our options are working and driven through a framework. So we don't do random partnerships. We don't do random stuff. Many people in crypto in the past have been doing random partnerships just for the sake of partnerships. So EasyFi One is very, very selective for when it does a partnership. It is always aligned and driven with a particular campaign or a particular framework of things that we are building towards. Towards a particular initiative. Case in point, we recently did 2 partnerships, but both of them were aligned with the derivative stake tokens. For example, we did with Ramp, we did with Staffy. Both are liquid staking companies, and we have a couple other lined up with liquid staking companies, so that we give people more and more options to bring it from more and more platforms to come into EasyFi and accept their derivative tokens, stake derivatives against lending. Similarly, we will have a couple more campaigns where we are trying to open, or I would say enable, more innovative collateralization options. So rather than so a big differentiator between Compound, Aave, or Cream Finance and EasyFi is the kind of collateralization options that you get on EasyFi are not available anywhere.
Oh.
So that's a very, very unique point about EasyFi, because the collateralization options, we are consciously working on it, and rather than just random listing. Many people come and ask us, why don't you list this? Why don't you list that? My answer to them is, guys, if you want to really just lend BTC and borrow USDT, you have Compound and Aave, boss. Why do you need EasyFi?
Yeah.
Ideally, EasyFi is supposed to be making a difference.
Yeah,
And that's
well
what we're
said.
working towards. Like Compound and Aave are not giving you an option to to lend your to use your derivative assets as a collateral and give you USDT. Tell me one lending platform which is doing that. No one.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between EasyFi and others.
That's great. Now, Ankitt, we're running out of time, but on the flip side, I want to ask you about, do you foresee any upcoming challenges or obstacles as you continue the growth towards more mainstream adoption with EasyFi?
Yes. Again, as I said, and these are like core interrelated, and like we subscribe for these challenges by choosing to go with layer two. But essentially, that is the future, and that is where the direction and industry is moving towards. The biggest challenge is towards sourcing the liquidity on the protocol. So we initially had a very interesting and innovative incentivization program. So we were clocking like 50 million worth of TVL and loans. So we gave out $30 million worth of loans in first 36 hours, which no layer 2 platform has ever done. So
Wow.
we understand that, okay, people had that appetite to do things. The only thing is they need to be incentivized better. And we did stop the rewards, and hence the liquidity died down and people sort of moved on. So liquidity and continuous supply of money from layer 1 to layer 2 is a challenge which we think is there, and definitely is going to be solved. But the point is, we know how this will be solved. It's a matter of choice. So we are first bringing on setting the whole machinery up. Once the whole machinery is there, the liquidity as a fuel will be brought in with various different incentivization programs, and then the machine is running.
Great. Well, thank you for that. And we're out of time, but the viewers that are looking to get involved with the EasyFi communities and just learn more about EasyFi and use the platform, what's the best way for them to get involved?
They should join our Telegram, EasyFi Official.
Okay, sounds great. I will leave that link in the description box below. Thank you, Ankitt, for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure learning more about EasyFi, and all the best with these campaigns and updates that you have moving forward. And let's follow up in the near future.
Thank you, Ashton. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.